How's it going, guys? Back at it. September 18th. I think today is Wednesday. They all start running together. Currently, it's a green day. It's going to finish a green day. I'm done trading for the day. I'm up $238. I was up like close. Well, I wasn't up more. It could have been a $420 max day, which is very unlikely. That means I would have to sell all the shares at the very tippy top, which is very unlikely. So I'm happy with the trade today. My goal is anywhere from 200 to 600 a day. Right now, we're getting closer to the twos. We need to get closer to the sixes. But let's get back on track. So I'm going to break down how I went through my list today and then explain what made me pick what I picked. So first, there were four options today. LUNR. Give me 1 second. Here we go. LUNR came in. It was like the number 2 leading gapper. It had hit a high of $9.20, but it did it last night or last evening in after hours, which means we missed this entire move, and this was all just like pullback drawdown sentiment. And also it had like 62 million shares available. It's squeezing up now, but let me just put this right here. It had 62 million shares available, which just made like the float was too high. It's really hard to push up stocks like this, even though they're doing it right now. It did have a news catalyst, but I don't trade these very well, so it was best off that I just avoided them. And look at this hard drop it did from $8.76 all the way down to $7.81. So once I looked at it and did the technical analysis and some fundamentals, I realized it wasn't worth my time at all. So I scratched it off. I left it up here just because I'm curious, but I scratched it off. Well, all right, nope, no for me. Then we go to PRTG, or which I guess you could call her Pretty Girl today. She was the number 1 leading gapper. She had no news, good volume, super low float, but she was kind of pricey. Give me 1 second. Let's change this. Kind of pricey. So you can see she hit $20 today at 5:20 a.m. and then pulled all the way back to about $10, well, a little lower, like $9.80. And then when I turned the computer on at 8:30, which is right about here, it was doing about 13. That's kind of pricey. I like stocks between $3.40 and $7 range. It just allows me to buy more shares, and more people can afford them. Like not just me, but other people can afford them. So they're able to help push it up more, and there's more, what do you call them, retail traders, more interest. Like there's not too many people buying like 2,000 shares of this. And let me show you something real quick. So look at VVOS. It's a little dead right now, but let me see. There's just constantly people buying 2,000, selling it. More people can just afford this stock. Look at that. It did hit high today. Crazy. We'll go back to that though. Back to TRG. So I thought it might go up to like $15. I'm going to put that there. So where's 15 at? So, okay, cool. So I thought it might get to like $15. So at 8:30, I look at it right here, pulls back. I'm like, all right, I'm trying to be more patient, like I mentioned in the video yesterday. So I'm like, I'm gonna wait. So at 9:25, I'm like, all right, kind of interesting, but I'm like, I really just can't buy that many shares of it, and it has no news catalyst, and the attention is a little bit spread because it's these other options. So I'm like, nah, I'm gonna wait. So then next, I go to VOS. VOS, it's $4.20. It has a news catalyst. It's a low float. It's in that range I like. Everything looks good. But when I come in at 8:30, it goes around 350. Yeah, it goes around 350 with a high of 420. And it's just not enough in that move for me. Like it's like a 70-cent move. what's the chances I capture all 70 cents? It's very unlikely because usually when it hits the high of the day, it just drops or plummets, which we can see right here. And the high of the day was 420, and the new high of the day is also 420. So 70 cents, almost exact. Well, if you'd have caught it down here, it would have been, what's that, $1.18. But again, what's the chances you catch it at the very, very bottom? And also, you don't want to be catching the knife. So after it pushed up, it just really wasn't enough range in this because I didn't want it down here because I didn't know. I'm like, yeah, is it gonna go back up? And if it does, what's gonna go back up 50 cents? I'm like, yeah. And what's the chance I capture the whole 50 cents? So I was like, yeah, not really too interested because I'm like 70 cent max move, not for me. Everything else was perfect. It just didn't have enough room to the upside. Like if this high of the day was like 520, then it probably would have been the one I traded. And then next we have NVVE, which is the one I actually ended up trading. It didn't have a news catalyst, which is the one thing I didn't like, but the float was cool. It had a ton of volume, more volume than it normally does by a lot. The high day was let's say 757. When I came in at 8:30, it was around here at 638. So that's over $1. I'm like, okay, if it goes up $1, I probably can catch like 70 cents of this move, which is good. And let me see, let me do the math real quick. Give me a couple seconds. I ended up catching a little less than 70%, but not bad. I need to work on that now that I'm looking at my calculations. I left a couple cents on there. I left like $180 total on there, but I could have caught more of this move, and now I need to know where my target needs to be. This was very choppy when it opened up. So I like the price action. I like the fundamentals. I like the technical analysis. I don't like the fact it doesn't have a news catalyst, which is a little like, but the volume is really good. It was holding pretty, like it came up here at 720 and then it held this for about an hour. About an hour held this price range right here. I'm like, all right. I ended up taking my first entry at $6.18. And then I added down here and then it squeezed up and I added some more up here. I ended up with a field price of like 628 or 633, somewhere around there. It drops down here. I'm like, did I make the wrong choice? It don't have a news catalyst. I'm hovering over the flatten button. I'm like, yeah, might be wrong. And then next thing you know, so as I'm thinking that, what is it? PRTG squeezing up, and I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, I picked the wrong one again today. I'm like, I knew I should have focused on the pretty girl. But I got that out of my head, and then I started, give me 1 second. I got that out of my head, and then I started focusing back on this, and next thing you know, it squeezes up from 582 up to 672, straight into a halt, comes back at 750. Well, it halts right here. It comes back at 750. I think it came back at 750. I'm pretty sure it came back at like 750. I'm like, okay, cool. Then it goes even higher. I'm exiting because at this point it's overextended. It doesn't have a news catalyst. I'm green. I'm tired of letting solid green days turn into weak green days. So I'm locking in a profit. I was like, I'm gonna take my money. This week's been choppy. It's Wednesday. This doesn't have a news catalyst. I do think it has room to go up. I had it going somewhere between like 850 and like 8 and 850 was what I thought the high day should be. So we'll end up seeing how that turns out. But that's how I picked the trade today. Went through all of my analysis. I've been studying my ass off for like forever, but the last week, 2 weeks, I've been extra studying, breaking it down, figuring out what I do well, what I do wrong, and trying to eliminate those things. And I was able to, today it worked perfectly. I'm extremely happy with this trade. Don't get me wrong, I wish I'd have got in down here. But overall, I give it a B plus, A minus, because I sold a little too soon. And I got in a little too soon, but how was I to know it was going to go right here? But that's maybe just be nitpicky stuff. Overall, happy with the trade. Green Day. I tell you what stocks I'm going to be looking at and what stocks I'm going to be buying in my school community or trading community. The link's going to be below. It's completely free right now. So if this information helps you at all, let me know. Feel free to join. Today I made $240 in 30 minutes. Not bad. If you get any help or if you get anything out of watching these videos, feel free to tell a friend, subscribe, like the video. It really helps out. I'm trying to grow the community, and I want you guys to really see as I become one of the best traders, and you can become one of the best traders too, following all the information and just following what I'm doing. A lot of times we see these guys after they're already super successful multimillionaires with huge discords and huge groups, but this is really from like, I've been trading for a few years now, but this is really where I'm getting ready to hit my stride, I think. So this is the perfect time to hop on. Thanks for watching. I'm out.